Alright guys, I'd like to welcome you to the introduction video on basic chemistry for soil science. I know that you guys have seen this type of stuff before, but no matter where life takes you, be it business school, if you run your own business or manage a large-scale tree farm, or if you're doing hardcore agronomy, or if you're an environmental scientist who needs to know pest remediation type stuff, you have to know your calculations. You have to know that you're not applying too much chemical. You have to know when people are within their regulations. And life happens to be multidimensional. So we're going to focus some time on metric conversions. Why metric conversions? Well, personally, I like metric conversions because they make me feel European and all classy and stuff inside. So, also, the rest of the world does use these metric units. And if you are working for a company that does business elsewhere, you need to know what people are talking about, and you need to know how to convert comfortably. Also, all scientific materials are published in it because of the whole international thing, so it's good to know about your metric conversions. Good question. Doesn't Google do this for us? Why, yes. Yes, Google does. Google can do pretty much anything. But someday, you may have to operate in a field without access to Wi-Fi and 3G. Areas like my office where I don't get any cell phone signal or 3G or anything like that. Or you could be preparing yourself for the apocalypse in case there's some form of electromagnetic pulse that steals all of our power, or other types of things. You never know when you need to be prepared, and you may need to add fertilizer after everyone is dead or something. So, this is our basic example of our conversion. Our dimensions. All these are going to be important in soils. So, I have a substance that is 100 pounds per cubic foot. What is it in grams per cubic centimeter? So the way I solve this problem is I identify first, what do I have? So I have pounds per cubic foot. And then what do I need to know? I need to know grams per cubic centimeter. So the first thing you do when you do these kinds of conversions is you list what the starting value is. So I have 150 pounds per every cubic foot. Okay? And then the thing you have to do is you have to transfer these units into the units that you need. So this time I'm going to actually start on the bottom and start with my cubic feet and get my cubic feet into cubic centimeters. So you multiply, and I know that there's 1 cubic foot in 0.028 cubic meters. I get this value based on the conversion tables that were given. There's one at the back of your lab handout, and there's also one available on Moodle. Okay, so this, you cancel out your square feet, and now I've got pounds per cubic meter. Okay, so the next thing I know is I know that there's 0.0000001 cubic meters for every 1 centimeter cubed. And we all know that 100 centimeters is 1 meter. But when you're in a cubic dimension, you have to remember that these values are cubed. So you can't just have 100 cubic meters per 1 centimeter. I warn you of this because I mess that up a lot on my own. So right now, we have the cubic centimeters that we need to finish. So now we need to convert pounds into grams. So I know, based on the conversion table, that there are 16 ounces per 1 pound. Okay, so now I've got ounces per centimeter, and I know that there are 28.35 grams per 1 ounce. Okay, So, look at that. I have grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, so and then I multiply all these numbers out on the top and then multiply the numbers out on the bottom, and you end up getting 2.43 grams per cubic centimeter. So, the big steps we have to do is making sure all of our units cancel out. And then we end up with our final answer. When you're doing your labs, please make sure to show all steps and make sure you box in or circle in the answers so I can actually follow your thought process. This is not the only way to do this. If you know the conversion factor already, you can just convert directly from square feet into centimeters. You don't need to go into meters. Or you could convert pounds directly into grams. It depends on if you know where you get your conversion factors. Google also has a list of really comprehensive conversion factors that we don't necessarily have in lab. As long as I can see what you're doing, we're okay. And as long as your units all cancel out, you're also going to be okay. So remember, dimensions involving cubed and squared elements can be difficult to multiply with linear units. So if your number doesn't make sense, and I always ask myself, does my number make sense? Does my number result in what the Google conversion would be? Write out all steps for full credit, and make sure all units on the top cancel with the units on the bottom until you are left with a solution. If you do these steps, the rest of the semester should be fairly simple for you.